50-20.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, Mr. Blades.
Let me
Good evening.
read that one if I may. Bill 50-20 is entitled Tax Sales Dates for Home.
Did we go out of order, Mr. Boswick?
No. We're in order. You're just moving right along, Madam Chair.
Oh, okay. Mr. Blades?
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the council. Under current county law, the annual tax sale must occur by the third Thursday in June. This year's tax sale is scheduled for June 5th. Council Bill 50-20 changes the law to allow the scheduling to be between the third Wednesday of April and the last Thursday of October. If the council approves the law, become effective upon enactment, and the June 5th tax sale will be postponed until October to provide relief for those individuals that may be facing possible economic hardship due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Thank you, Mr. Blades. Are there any questions or comments from Mr. Blades? Hearing none, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 50-20.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Jones? Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
You get me, Mr. Bosley?
Yes, sir, Mr. Jones. Mr. Marks? Mr. Marks?
Mr. Secretary, it doesn't show that he's muted, but you can't hear him.
And I saw him say aye. Actually, I'm watching his mouth say aye.
Yes.
Okay, all righty.
We'll take a nonverbal reading of the lips. And Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
I'm sorry, 50-20 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Next is Bill 51-20. This is from the current expense budget Emergency Management Performance Grant Program, COVID-19 Supplemental EMPGS.
Thank you. And we have David by coffee to testify this evening.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Baltimore County has been awarded $81,275.22 through the Emergency Management Performance Grant Supplemental. This is a supplement through the CARES Act, which allows the Department of Homeland Security to provide funding to local jurisdictions for activities directly related to COVID-19. The county is going to use this funding to buy additional personal protective equipment, purchase thermometers, and to enhance our security by installing electronic locks in some of our fire stations. The funding requires a match by the county of an equal amount, but we are able to use existing budgeted activities that contribute to Homeland Security for that match. So we are going to be using the salary and fringe benefits of some of our emergency management staff, which means there is no direct cost to the county for this additional funds.
Thank you. And David, I'm sorry I did that to your last name.
That's okay.
Mr. Secretary, is there an amendment to Bill 51-20?
There is an amendment, Madam Chair. Thank you. It is mostly technical, but it does bear mention. The fourth line in the purpose paragraph states that Baltimore County will be matching these funds by utilizing the budgeted 911 center funding as the contribution to critical infrastructure security. That is being stricken in the fourth line of the purpose paragraph and substituted with Baltimore County will be matching these funds by utilizing the budgeted salary and fringe of the Director of Emergency Management and the Assistant Fire Chief. And then, in addition, in the second line of the whereas clause, where it says department to be used to purchase personal protective equipment to outfit first responders who are responding to and caring for victims of the COVID-19 pandemic. This includes, this PPE includes N95 masks, disposable gowns, and surgical masks. That is being stricken and substituted with these funds will be used to purchase thermometers to access the health of first responders and patients, install electronic security access equipment in career fire stations, and purchase personal protective equipment to outfit first responders who are responding to and caring for victims of the COVID-19 pandemic. This PPE includes N95 masks, gowns, and surgical masks. So it just kind of expands on the original a little bit.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Is there a motion to approve the amendment?
So moved.
Second. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on the amendment to Bill 51-20.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Mr. Patch?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
The amendment passed. Oh, we got terrible back here. Does everybody have their mics? Are there any questions for the members on Bill 50? Okay, is there a motion to approve 51-20 as amended?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 51-20 as amended.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Bill 51-20 as amended is passed. Thank you, David.
Chair,
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Ross.
I just wanted you to be aware, Councilman Marks is having mic problems, so he's logged on with his cell phone, and so he has video on the computer. So I'm having to unmute him on his phone so that he can vote. So if you hear a little feedback, it's probably because I unmuted.
I'm hearing an echo on everybody, so. Okay.
It's only when I'm unmuting him, so I'm muting him back again after he votes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Madam Chair, next is Bill 52-20. This is entitled Zoning Regulations, Uses as of Right, Public Schools.
And we have Mr. Peter Gutwald here to testify from the Department of Planning.
We do. I'm here, Madam Chair. I'm having difficulties as well, so I'm going through my cell phone right now. So good evening, Madam Chair.
We hear you and see you.
Okay, fantastic. Good evening, members of the council. Bill 5220 removes public schools from the list of uses permitted as of right in the RC2 and the RC4 zones as set forth in sections 1A02.2.b and 1A03.3A of the Baltimore County zoning regulations. As I've characterized in the work session, this was sort of a housekeeping bill. As you know, in case law settled in Maryland, that public schools are permitted by right, whether listed in such in the zoning regulations or not, since the Baltimore County zoning regulations does not apply to the county or the state. In order to clarify the zoning regulation, the administration has requested that the public school use be removed from the aforementioned RC2 and the RC4 zone use regulations in order to comport with current law. There was several other housekeeping items based on changing that, and I don't think this has no impact on the public school uses.
Thank you, Mr. Gutwald. Are there any
Madam Chair.
comments from the members?
Madam Chair.
Yes, Councilman Catch?
Yes, Mr. Gutwald, hello. Let's say a church wants to build a school on RC2 or 4
or 3 or whatever, is that allowed by special exception, or how does that go?
That's part of the family child care homes and group child care centers and nursery schools. So in that section of the code, 424, that has characterized them as ancillary and accessory, so they are permitted in all the different zoning classifications under that use.
So we had a parochial school in North Baltimore County that went through grade 8. Is that allowed?
This doesn't change any of those regulations. So depending upon the location for private schools will still be regulated as they were. I don't know what the zoning classification was in that location, but for private schools, they are regulated differently. This is just
so we are not changing anything in regard to private schools, parochial schools, or public schools, because public schools are already allowed under a separate law, right?
Correct.
So this is a housekeeping bill.
That's the way I would
Why is it in if it really has no effect whatsoever?
I think it's called housekeeping because if you go through as outlined in the fiscal note, you'll see that there was subsequent legislation that further clarified different public schools and accessory types of uses and daycares and those kinds of things. And I think this was just missed when it went through, the years of changes past previous legislation. So it's just cleaning it up and removing it from the zoning code to comport with all the other rules and regulations. Like you said, it's permitted. If you look around the county, you'll see that public schools are located in the DRs, some of the commercial zones, all the RCs, many of the different RC zones. So it's just, and although it's not listed in the code that way, they're still permitted because state law and case law has dictated that the public schools are not subject to the local rules and regulations.
Okay, Madam Chair?
Yes.
With RLUIPA and all the problems with the federal law, and I'm just concerned that this bill may possibly put the county in some legal jeopardy. Is the county attorney there anywhere? Is the county attorney there?
Mr. Benjamin?
Yeah. Taking this, is this going to change anything at all? Is this going to expose the county to any violations of RLUIPA? I
don't believe so, Councilman Hatch. Of that, of the as of right, wouldn't change anything. As Mr. Gutwald noted, public schools are permitted by right anyway under longstanding case law in Maryland. So that should not open the county to liability. You're on mute.
Councilman Katz, you're on mute.
There's been a letter from one of the churches that's part of the suit right now, the federal suit under RLUIPA, and this particular church thinks that this bill is a violation of RLUIPA, basically. And I don't want to, in this case, give them any additional fire in their suit. So I realize it does not mention anything about private or parochial schools. I realize that. But are you satisfied that if we pass this bill, it's not going to put the county in any legal jeopardy and cost the county more money?
As I had said before, public schools are permitted by right under longstanding case law, and as a result, it is our view that their removal wouldn't change anything in that the current as of right language states the obvious. And again, the removal wouldn't change anything. Now, I haven't seen any correspondence from the church. I have not seen. So I wouldn't be in a position to comment on what they've said or not said. But I can advise that based upon the long-standing case law, I don't think there is an issue here.
Does that answer your question, Councilman Catch?
Just one more question then. If a church purchases land that's zoned RC4 and they want to build a church and a middle school, high school with 6 grades, would there be anything in our zoning laws that would stop this? I mean, I understand if you have a 1-acre piece of land, it's not going to happen, but would they go through a special exception, or what's the situation here?
Is that, I guess that's for me to chime in. I'd have to look at the code, and I couldn't bring that up while I was, trying to log in. So if the code allowed the private schools in the RC4, they would be allowed to move forward. I mean, they would be allowed to do if they had met all the zoning regulations. Nothing else changes the way we're regulating private schools, business trade schools, daycares, all of that stuff, and churches. That all remains the same as it always has.
Mr. Catch, you're on mute.
As far as middle school, high schools go, a parochial one that this bill would change nothing, would not restrict any more than they might be restricted from building this school on this property.
Correct.
Okay. As long as you're sure, then, I was thinking about delaying it for a couple of weeks, but as long as you're sure, because I don't want the county spending any more money than we have to on these cases. As long as you're sure, then we should go ahead.
Let me, if I may, Madam Chair.
Yes. Yes, sir.
As I said, I didn't receive any correspondence or any communications from the church regarding their the concerns that were raised with you, Councilman Catch. Would it be possible for you to forward me a copy of what it is that they shared with you? I'd like to see it. I don't think that it impacts what we're doing here right now as far as this bill, but I would like to see it.
What if I were to go to the person who informed me of this and talk to that person, unless that person wants to talk now?
If that person wants to reach out to me and speak with me regarding their concern, of course, I'm happy to listen and hear what they have to say. I find it peculiar that that they didn't do so prior to this meeting. But be that as it may, I'm happy to do that. But I still don't believe, from anything I've seen, that whatever was communicated to you would impact what is happening as far as this bill this evening.
Okay,
Councilman Katz, can I jump in? This is
certainly, please do.
I am in receipt of a letter that I believe went to all council members, if I'm not mistaken, to our council addresses. I'm happy to forward that along. I just have to find it before I forward it. So it's gonna take me a few minutes to get it, but it was a bill it was a letter in opposition to the bill.
Councilman, isn't it true that it was from one of the churches that's part of the RLUIPA lawsuits?
I believe that is the case, yes.
Okay. So, Madam Chair, would it be appropriate to put this item later on in the meeting? I don't know if Councilman Crandall wants to look for the letter now, or should we delay this for 2 weeks?
That's up to you. Somebody putting up is somebody putting in a motion to?
Okay, I will do that. Let's put this off for 2 weeks for the reason that I personally don't want to put the county in any more financial difficulty or exposure. I haven't seen the letter either, but the fact that it is from one of the churches that's part of RLUIPA case, I just think we need to be careful to make sure we don't expose this county to any more, put the county in any jeopardy. Now, if Mr. Benjamin or Mr. Gutwald don't think it's necessary, then that's fine with me. I'm only trying to be cautious for the good of the county.
Well, let me say this. Madam Chair, may I speak?
Yes, Mr. Benjamin, certainly.
Thank you. Like I said, as I said, it's hard for me. I haven't seen the letter. I do think that it makes sense. I'll put it this way. I don't have concern with having the opportunity to review the correspondence. But I think that we can still, I do want to review the correspondence, but I still think we can go forward with the bill tonight, is what I want to say. But I do think it would be good for me to review it.
Madam Chair, may I add something?
Yes, I was just going to call on you, Mr. Bostwick.
Number one, I think it's completely inappropriate on the part of whoever wrote the letter from the church to the council members that is involved in litigation against the county and is represented by counsel to contact the council member directly and not the county attorney. That's number one. Number two, this bill related to public schools does not have anything to do with underlying private schools that may or may not be permitted in certain zones as of right or special exception. So I think that goes to Mr. Benjamin's point that this bill does not have anything to do with those other issues. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bostwick. Does that satisfy you, Councilman Catch?
Yeah, and again, I'm only suggesting this to help the county. I mean, I'll withdraw the motion then.
Okay. Thank you. Did we have any other members that had any comments on 5220? Alrighty then. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 5220.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Jones? Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk.
Aye.
Bill 5220 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next bill, please.
Madam Chair.
Councilman Crandall?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just for the record, I forwarded a copy and paste of the email that my office received. The copy that I have anyway was not signed, but I thought just for everyone's edification, I sent it along. I sent it to Chris Hewitt and Mr. Bostwick, hoping that they could disseminate that to the appropriate parties.
Thank you.
And we will, and we are in receipt of it. Thank you, Mr. Crandall.
Thank you.
Mr. Boswick, next bill, please.
Thank you. Next is Bill 53-20. This is a bill sponsored by Councilwoman Bevins entitled Zoning Regulations, Permitted Alternative Uses and Development Proposals Adjacent to the MD 43 Overlay District.
Thank you, Mr. Boswick. I think that as we discussed at the work session, that this bill is really a game changer for the Middle River area. With the passage of this bill, not only will we receive over 30 acres as a gift from the developer, which will hope to be one day a professional trade school for Middle River, also 2 ball fields and a park on Bird River Road. And that will come with the Greenlee community being extended down to Ebenezer Road on the McBride property. This was probably the most successful bill I've ever worked on as far as having everyone come together in a room, and it didn't start off that way. But it ended up with the Essex Middle River Civic Council supporting this, the president of the community, which it's going to mostly affect, supporting it, the Essex Middle River Roundtable, and we brought everyone together, and really this is a real success story. So and this would be the first time that land had ever been donated, that much land donated for a school in Eastern Baltimore County. It's going to make a huge difference for the kids that are raised on that side of town, and it'll make a huge difference for taking some of these students out of the Perry Hall Middle School and giving them an option to attend a trade school. So I'm really proud of the way everybody came together on this, and I hope I can count on all of your support. Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from the members?
Madam Chair.
Yes, Councilman Jones?
Yes, I just wanted to congratulate you on the leadership and bringing this to fruition. I remember early on when it was in the introductory stages, there was guarantee that it would end up this way. But to your credit, you made it happen. I think it's a good thing for the citizens of Baltimore County, as well as the Baltimore County who one day will attend that trade school.
Thank you, Councilman Jones. I certainly appreciate that. Anyone else?
Madam Chair,
Who's that?
this is David.
Oh, Councilman Marks.
Yeah, thank you. If it's one thing I've learned in almost 10 years on the council, it's that we sometimes are just problem solvers and we just have to get things done. And here, I think the chair has shown leadership in addressing an issue that has vexed this part of the county for more than 2 decades, bringing people together to solve a problem. The residents of Eastern Baltimore County have been pleading with Baltimore County for a new high school for years. This is only the start of the process, but it is an important step. You can't build a high school without the land. And I want to commend her for her leadership. I want to commend all the stakeholders that were involved. This is truly a legacy for this council, and I'm very happy to support this legislation.
Thank you, Councilman Marks. And I also want to thank you for your assistance during the process. I know you were involved in a lot of the conversations as well, and I'm very grateful for the partnership that we had in getting this bill passed. So thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 53-20.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
An enthusiastic aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. Real game changer for Eastern Baltimore County. Thank you so much. It's a great day for all of us. Thank you. The council will now consider all fiscal matters. Extensive testimony was taken at the council's work session on May 26, 2020. The witnesses who testified at the work session are available to restate their testimony if needed. If a council member has any questions regarding a particular fiscal matter, that item will be discussed as a separate matter. I will now call upon the secretary to read the cover letter for fiscal matter 1 through 10.
Madam Chair, fiscal matter number 1 consists of 2 contracts for on-call asbestos abatement services. Fiscal matter 2 is a budget appropriation transfer through the Property Management Division. Fiscal matter 3 is a budget appropriation transfer through Community College of Baltimore County. Fiscal matter 4 is a BAT through the Department of Public Works. Fiscal matter 5 is a contract with the United States Department of Agriculture. Fiscal matter 6 is a BAT with the Sheriff's Office. Fiscal matter 7 is a BAT with the Emergency Communications or 911 Center. Fiscal matter 8 is a contract with Johnson Controls. Fiscal matter 9 is a BAT with the Baltimore County Public School System. And fiscal matter number 10 is a BAT through the Department of Rec and Parks.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the members? Okay, hearing none. Is there a motion to approve fiscal matters 1 through 10?
Motion.
So moved. Second.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on fiscal matters 1 through 10.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
and Mr. Catch.
Aye.
Madam Chair, will you please inform the members that they're only allowed to vote once?
So they're tied. I couldn't tell if that was the feedback or if that was intentional.
I disagree with the council.
Okay, well, fiscal matters 1 through 10 are approved, no matter how many times you voted. We will now, Georgie, get down. We will now. Mr. Secretary, next item. Miscellaneous business. I'm sorry. Did you not hear me? I'm sorry.
I did not. Yes, ma'am. Whenever there is a contract over $25,000 awarded by a process other than formal competitive bid, it is required that a copy of the contract be given to the county council and the nature and parties to the contract be announced by the secretary at the next legislative session following award. We have 10 contracts that fit that category this evening. All are related to the COVID-19 pandemic. I'll just go through them quickly. The first is Real Top Labs, LLC, DBA Real Diagnostics for test kits, $75,000. The second is Edward G. Rall and Son Incorporated for boxed produce for food distribution, $25,500. Next is ARV Enterprises Incorporated, trailer and RV rental that are placed at Maryland State Fairgrounds to help in operational purposes in the amount of $34,587. Fourth is KM Printing LLC, DBA Strategic Factory for masks, $46,998.80. Is Edward G. Rall and Sons Incorporated, again for boxed produce, $51,000. Sixth is with Route One Apparel LLC, again for cloth and masks, $37,500. 7th is Maryland Food Bank Incorporated for the purchase of shelf-stable food items for the county's drive-through and go food distribution initiative, $75,375. 8th is BGS Promotions LLC doing business fully promoted Towson for impervious gown and fluid resistant gowns, $104,000. 9th is with Evian Manufacturing LLC for surgical face mask, $30,075. And finally, Nations Photo Lab LLC, again, impervious gown, $45,500.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Next item, please.
Next is the council's consideration of the county executive's nomination of Thomas Kiefer to be the next acting director of the Department of Public Works. The council's consideration of this appointment.
Is Mr. Kiefer with us this evening?
Yes, tonight seems to be more successful than last week's appearance.
Good evening, Mr. Kiefer. If you'd like to take a few minutes, because I don't think we took the time at the work session. We can allow you to talk a little bit about yourself and your time with Public Works and just really introduce yourself. So if you'd like to do that now, we'd appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you, Madam Chair and Council. So I've been with the county 12, 13 years and started off in utilities where I ended up getting a lot of operational experience. And as most of you know, that when you have sewer problems, that's the place you go for getting answers. So that was some good training there. And then I was promoted over to the Bureau of Engineering. And in the Bureau of Engineering, I've had the opportunity to work on the capital programs and such. So in that regard, and been involved with a lot more in the way of interfacing with you all than I was, I think, over in the Bureau of Utilities. During that, both of those appointments, I've worked with trying to improve business work processes. So that's one of my hallmarks, and I'd like to continue doing that in the department. And one of those initiatives is the asset management programs, working in the various areas, trying to collect more data and make data-driven decisions. So I didn't like having to see in my write-up how many years of experience I had. That was a little bit, came as a blow, but the decades add up.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. I heard through the grapevine you went to Virginia Tech. Is that true?
That is true.
Oh, I know a few good men that came out of Virginia Tech.
Oh, well, very good.
Just a few. One's a friend and one worked for me. Yeah,
Oh.
it's cool. Do any of the members have any questions, or Mr. Cooper? I don't know what that was, but okay.
I see a hand raised.
Who is that?
David Marks has his hand raised.
Oh, okay, I can't see him. Okay, Councilman Marks? Councilman Marks, do you have comments for Mr. Kiefer or questions?
I see his thing spinning now, so he might be having computer issues still.
Okay, anyone else want to say a few words before Mr. Marks gets on?
Did he text any?
Councilman Marks, are you there?
I see him talking in his cell phone, Kathy, but
Oh, well.
we can't hear him.
Let me think about what he's saying. Well, Mr. Kiefer.
Wait, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
There he
Oh,
is.
yes,
There he is.
yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for these technical difficulties. Mr. Kiefer, thank you for your long professional service to Baltimore County. I'll be supporting your nomination for this appointment. I guess the thing that's on probably all our minds is road resurfacing. Will those meetings be commencing very soon? We just passed the budget, so we're all eager, I think, to get our roads resurfaced. Can you address that?
Well, with regards to the timing of it, I cannot, but I know that that's of high interest with everybody. So we'll be talking that over with the Bureau of Highways and with the administration.
Yeah, and I do want to commend the administration. One thing that I said many times now is this administration runs things a lot more collegially than other administrations. It's been a real partnership. We've got a lot of routes repaired, and I thank you for your support on that.
Absolutely, and that's one of the programs that I hope to be collecting more data and make more data driven.
Thank you. I mean, the data goes a long way, but sometimes, I mean, that's why there's a political process to this, and each of us knows routes that are really close to qualifying, but, you know, a little nudge from us pushes it over. So just, you know, keep that in mind.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Councilman Quirk?
Thank you, Madam Chair. And, yeah, Mr. Kiefer, as we talked about during the work session, you know, one of my small issues, we'd say, is, you know, a lot of times when we have recycling pickup, if it happens to be during somebody's scheduled recycling and then they bump it because of, say, a holiday, a lot of our citizens and residents have to wait another additional week for their recycling. And what truly happens is most people have too much recycling then, and they wind up throwing all the recycling into the trash. And so I know you were going to look into that, but I just wanted to remind you of that issue. And if there's anything we can do to help there, that would be great. Additionally, you know, former director Steve Walsh and I were working on several different issues along with the administration, including projects such as River Road. And so I hope that we can continue where we left off, and look forward to having discussions and hope to have your active support on some of these projects in my district, as I'm sure the other 6 council members have in their districts, and hopefully we can just continue where we left off. So I look forward to those conversations.
I have looked into the question about the recycling, and I can either discuss that offline with you or give it to you now, and look forward to continuing the work on River Road. We're getting closer and closer.
Yeah, I'm happy to buy you lunch sometime. Several lunches, as long as District 1 and road resurfacing heads first. So that sounds like a deal.
Thank you, Councilman Quirk. Are there any other questions or comments for Mr. Kiefer?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes, Councilman Bachoka.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Kiefer, as we move forward, I would ask that you look at each neighborhood and the needs of that neighborhood in many respects, rather than a one-size-fits-all approach. And in the district I represent, for example, there's pedestrian-heavy activity on the weekends. And one-size-fits-all would say, well, let's do our pedestrian counts during the week where we might think it's heavy. So it's a idiosyncrasy or a characteristic of certain neighborhoods in the 2nd District. And so I would ask that DPW and its transportation functions and all its functions look at the needs of certainly the 2nd District, but and the qualities and needs of the district I represent, but it may be different from district to district, from neighborhood to neighborhood. And keep in mind that, and I've said this to your predecessor and to your transportation department, in many cases, it's whatever those guidelines are, but sometimes those guidelines need to be tweaked for a neighborhood. And so I'd ask you to keep an open mind, push to the edge of the envelope rather than stay in the center of it where there's more comfort, because all of us, we're always asked on a daily basis to push to that edge of the envelope for our constituents. And I would ask that that moving forward that you can work with us so that we can address the needs of specific neighborhoods for public works needs and transportation needs.
Yes, sir, understood. And we are planning on doing studies in such a way to be representative of the pedestrian traffic that you have there. So that is already in the works.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Councilman Jones?
I would like to just congratulate Mr. Kiefler on the appointment. I look forward to supporting him. I know he has a very long, stellar career here in Baltimore County. I think he's truly deserving for the position. I look forward to working with you more closely as we have in the past.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Councilman Jones. Mr. Keefe, I would just like to say that I look forward to working with you. I've been working with the Department of Public Works since 2004, since the Smith administration, and it's a fine agency with hardworking people who have always been very responsive to my council office, working with Doris, and I couldn't ask for nicer people. Even when the answer is no, you got a great agency that says no. We like to hear yes. We like to hear yes, but I'm just saying the no's come nicely. So I know that you're going to do the best that you can with what you have to work with, and I'm more than happy to support you tonight. So with that being said, I think everybody has said a little something. So I would like to move to approve your appointment.
Second.
Okay, very good. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Mr. Kiefer's appointment.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Oh, aye. I'm sorry. I couldn't hear.
Mr. Catch? I'm sorry, I already asked his name.
Aye.
Right,
That's my second vote. My second vote.
two for Mr. Catch. Mr. Jones?
Aye.
And Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Your appointment is.
Aye.
Oh. Your appointment is confirmed.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome and congratulations.
Appreciate it, Madam Chair and Council. Appreciate that vote of confidence. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Alrighty, next, Mr. Boswick, our next resolution.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, next. Resolution 53-20 is a resolution sponsored by Mr. Quirk. This would authorize the property tax refund to Mr. Ronald Pillar, who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund under state law.
I'll move it.
Second, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on resolution 53-20.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Matoka?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Resolution 53-20 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Resolution 54-20 is sponsored by Councilman Crandall. This is a resolution authorizing the property tax refund to John Quaddy, who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund under state law.
I'll move it.
Second. Is there a move? Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on resolution 54-20.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Resolution 54-20 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Resolution 55-20 is sponsored by Councilman Quirk. This is a resolution authorizing the property tax refund to Mr. Michael Benson, who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund under state law.
I'll move it.
Second.
Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Resolution 55-20.
Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Resolution 55-20 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Resolution 56-20 is a resolution sponsored by Councilwoman Bevins. This is a resolution that would authorize the property tax refund to Mr. Randolph Peters, who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund under state law.
Is there a motion?
It's your bill.
It's your bill, Kathy.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's my honor to move it.
Second.
Second.
It's been one crazy meeting. Okay, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Resolution 57-20.
56.
56-20. No.
This is
Okay. Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Yes.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
Resolution 56-20 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Next is Resolution 57-20. This is a resolution sponsored by Councilwoman Bevins that authorizes the property tax refund to Mr. Roberto Managgio, who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund of property taxes paid under state law.
It's my honor to move it.
Second.
Mr. Secretary, please call the roll. Resolution 57-20.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk,
Yes.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka.
Aye.
Resolution 57-20 is passed. Mr. Secretary, next item, please.
Resolution 58-20 is a resolution sponsored by Councilman Patoka that authorizes the property tax refund to Mr. Donald Mayed, who as a disabled veteran is entitled to a refund under state law.
It is my honor to move this motion forward.
Second.
Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Resolution 58-20.
Mrs. Bevins,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Sounds like
Aye.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Quirk.
Affirmative.
Isn't that the second time he's voted?
I think
No.
Resolution 50.
Passes
Tax 20 is passed.
8-1. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Going
Next
off the
item-
rails on a crazy train, I think.
Next item, please.
It was 8-1.
Next is Resolution 59-20. This is a resolution sponsored by Councilman Quirk for the continued review of a planned unit development known as Patapsco Fields.
Next item.
And I'm sorry, this is for intro only this evening. Thank you.
Correct.
The next is Resolution 60-20. This is a resolution sponsored by Council Members Quirk and Jones, and this resolution would encourage the enactment and signing of a fifth coronavirus relief bill at the federal level. This is actually, as you may recall from the email that was sent to you Friday, for introduction and vote this evening, and perhaps Mr. Quirk has more to say on this measure.
Thank you, Mr. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Secretary, and thank you, Madam Chair. I think this resolution is really important. We are seeing local governments around the country, whether it's Republican states, whether it's Democratic states, we're seeing similar resolutions around the country asking for more federal support for state and local governments. Right now, there's 26 Republican states and 24 Democratic states. But this is something I think we do have a lot of bipartisan support for, because as we all know, no one plans for a pandemic. No business plans for it. No government plans for it. Our budget has a huge hole in it. I do think that our county auditor's estimates probably are more correct than even the county executive's estimates. And I think one of the things that we hopefully will receive is more flexibility from the federal government, more resources, not to help us with pensions or not to help us with things that maybe we could have done a better job on in the past as a government, but to help us with this gaping deficit that we all face and will continue to face for a while, because as all of my colleagues know that unfortunately income taxes and other revenues that we all depend on to pay for our police and our firefighters and our teachers and our public works and all of our local government employees, they're lagging. They're lagging. They're lagging versus leading. So we won't see the effects of this economy turning around for quite a while, long after our small businesses and medium-sized businesses start getting back up on their feet. It's going to take quite a while to recover from this. And so I think having federal support for state and local governments, I think, is very critical. Otherwise, I'm very confident, unfortunately, that we may be forced to lay off or furlough county employees within the next 3 or 6 months. So I would ask my colleagues for their serious consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Quirk.
Madam Chair?
Yes, Councilman, who was that? Patoka.
Yes. Just to echo Councilman Quirk's remarks, we heard a very similar sentiment this past week at the Maryland Association of Counties Legislative Committee meeting. Liz Irwin was on, and she commented to me through text how sobering the discussion was in terms of we're not alone here. The 23 other jurisdictions are in a similar situation where it was the most, dreary MACO legislative committee meeting that I have ever participated in, because, the discussion was related to the $121 million that the governor cut in the May 20th Board of Public Works meeting of funds that go to local jurisdiction. It always all trickles downstream, and that's in fiscal 2020. And there'll probably be more cuts into fiscal 2021 at the state level, unless we don't get some relief from the federal level. So it's going to be really painful next year for the entire state, for Baltimore County, and we heard it from our neighbors across the state this past Wednesday. So it's sorely needed, and I believe we're doing the right thing here.
Thank you, Councilman Patoka. So is there a motion to approve Resolution 58-20?
I'll move it. And again, I did want the council to also know that the National Governors Association is also asking Congress to help with at least $500 billion straight to the states. And of course, our governor, Larry Hogan, of course, runs the Governors Association. So I do think this is widely supported and a bipartisan effort, because without it, our cuts we just made, unfortunately, have only begun. So I will definitely move it.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Madam Chair?
Yes, Councilman.
This is Councilman Morris. I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor, if it's possible.
Yes, we can definitely do that to Resolution 60-20.
Thank you very much.
Did we have a second?
Second.
Second. Okay, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Resolution 58-20.
It is, I believe, 60-20, Madam Chair.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I just want to record, I guess. Just want to make sure. Thank you. Mrs. Bevins?
Aye.
Mr. Quirk?
Aye.
Mr. Catch?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
Okay, resolution 60-20 is passed. Mr. Secretary?
Thank you.
Yes. I'm sorry, was someone speaking?
No, I just said thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome, Councilman.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Councilman.
I just wanted to correct a comment that I said earlier about, I said that I believe I said the governor cut $121 million. It was not the governor, it was the Board of Public Works.
Thank you for that clarification. Okay, Mr. Secretary, is there any further business to come before the council?
There is no further business, Madam Chair.
Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second. All in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, this meeting is adjourned. We'll see you all at 7.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Mhm.